Hello and welcome to Attention Central Texas. I'm your host, Charles Jenkins, and in the studio we have a special guest, Mr. Nick Rozumny. He's the president of the Killeen-Heights Rotary. Hello and welcome to today's show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Can I call you Nick?
Please do.
All right. Nick, just tell us a little bit about the Rotary, what's the purpose of the Rotary, and just share away.
Well, the Rotary Club of Killeen-Heights has an obligation to be good citizens and to serve the community in which we live. We do that through various activities. We focus on the 5 avenues of service that the Rotary has established. Peace and conflict resolution, disease prevention and treatment, water and sanitation, maternal and child care, basic education and literacy, and economic and community development.
Okay.
So we use those 5 avenues to set our goals for the year.
What, which one of those you think you guys, is it a certain amount of time you deal with one, or you could deal with them all at one time?
Well, that's a great question, Charles. We could deal with one specifically, or we can try to get a project together that touches on all 5 of them.
Okay.
And that's what we look at. And when you get down to it and you examine what you're doing, you probably are going to be able to touch in some way or fashion each of those avenues of service.
Gotcha. And I forgot to ask you this. How long have you been with the Rotary?
Well, I've been with Rotary Club here in Killeen-Heights for the last 6 years.
Okay.
And this past July, they voted me in as president.
All right.
So the Rotary year is from July to July, so I've been in for 3 months now.
How's your experience been being in the club, and what drew you to it?
Well, being retired from the military, I enjoyed the service. Having that satisfaction, that gratification of serving others, of being of service. Rotary's motto is service above self. So the fact that Rotary is out there in the community, working projects, doing good for local communities as well as internationally appealed to me. And as I got more involved in it, I got that satisfaction, that gratification of going out in the community, working projects, being a part of something greater than myself.
That's awesome. I love that you say putting Rotary above self, and I think that's what the good Lord did when he came in. The scripture reminds us that he said, I didn't come to be served, but to serve. And I love service organizations that put service above everything else. And Rotary is well, to me is well known. I don't know if many people know about it, but what are some of the goals of the Killeen-Heights Rotary?
Well, some of our goals are to be, of course, effective in the community, to be of service, to be available, to promote our ethics, our values, to bring those people up, to give them a hand up, not necessarily a hand out.
That's good.
And to help where we can.
Yes.
So we're approached often by organizations, individuals, to say, find out, how can we help you? And we're more and more interested in being hands-on.
That's good.
We want to put hands on, we want to build, we want to create, we want to be a part of whatever project you're asking us to be a part of. We simply don't want to donate the money and walk away.
Yeah.
We want to put the sweat equity in there,
good.
and we want to keep that service above self. And that means we're going to work at it.
That's good. What are some things you guys need? But before we jump into that question, what just different ways people can come alongside you guys while we were talking about that? Can they donate money? Can they come and volunteer? What can people do to come alongside you guys?
Well, the first thing I would encourage everyone to do is come on Friday mornings to the Courtyard by Marriott here in Killeen at 7 a.m.
Okay.
That's when we meet. And have breakfast with us, share some fellowship with us, meet our club members, and meet those like-minded people. And you'll find out real quickly by our speaker program and what we talk about and discuss just what we're about and what projects we're engaged in. And you can do that a couple of times. Come on, have breakfast with us, see what we're about. But I would also encourage them to get an overall view is to go to www.rotary.org. And then we also have a local club site, khrotary.org, where they can come and visit specifically what our club is doing online. So they can Google that and they can find out more about us.
And while we're talking about finding more about you, Are there any programs or anything you guys got coming up between now and the end of the year that you would just like to give a pitch out to or let people know what
Sure.
you guys got happening?
Well, right up front, we're going to have a Monster Dash, and that's all 4 clubs here that are in the Killeen-Heights, Coppers Cove area. There's 4 of them. We're all going to participate in a Monster Dash. It's a 5K run, and that's going to be on October 20th.
Okay.
And the money that we raise and generate from that event is going to go to fight polio, one of the primary missions of Rotary for several years now. And we're that close to eradicating polio in the world.
That's pretty awesome.
We also have an annual crawfish boil that we'll do at the end of February or the first week of May. And we use that event to raise money to facilitate our club conducting activities in the community.
Gotcha.
To spend the money where it's needed, to buy the materials, the wherewithal to in place projects in the community to help others out.
Now, I ate breakfast, but you just made my mouth water because I'm from Louisiana and I love crawfish.
Well, it happens every year. That's our signature event.
Wow, I did not know that.
Right here in Killeen, absolutely.
But you just, the mention of crawfish just...
Charles, you got to
felt
be
like-
there.
I think I have to come to that one.
All right.
I see y'all do a lot of stuff locally, but not just locally. Y'all do stuff internationally as well.
It can be done internationally as well. We can partner, our Rotary Club can partner with Rotary clubs throughout the world on a joint project.
That's awesome.
We have done that in recent past years for a water project down in Mexico. We partnered with a Rotary Club down there in Matamoros, Mexico, and facilitated bringing water to the village, clean water, drinking water that they could use.
Do y'all have any push to get more younger people involved in Rotary?
Absolutely. We'd love to do that, and that's always a concern, I think, for every club. You know, it's maintaining membership, getting a new generation in there, getting them exposed to this. And believe it or not, we've been successful with that.
That's awesome.
The Killeen-Heights Rotary Club has established a satellite club, and they meet on Tuesdays at 5:30 at the Stone Tree Golf Course.
All right.
Okay, and that club, the satellite club, is designed for young professionals age 40 and under. So they can meet there. Their dues are less expensive because they don't have a meal or anything like that, but they get together and decide how they can have an impact on the community in conjunction with our club. So they're our satellite club. They're young professionals. They have a seat on our board, and they're very active.
What's the purpose of, I know in dealing with Rotary and speaking in Belton one time, why do y'all have so many, and I think it's awesome that you guys do this, but I just want to see a bunch of people from the outside come and speak to the Rotary or Lions Club or whatever it may be. What's the purpose of that?
Well, the speaker program keeps us engaged with what's currently happening. And it gives us exposure to other organizations, other clubs, other areas of emphasis. It could be some community club. It could be a business organization that's going to talk to us about economics. It could be one of the favorite events are having the KISD football coaches talk to us at the beginning of August on their upcoming season.
Wow.
It's as easy as that. So we have a wide variety of speakers in our program so that we're looking at what can we focus on, community organization, service above self, or what would be of general interest to our members.
And you saw me smiling over here because I just take great pleasure in knowing living in communities where we have Rotary, where we have Lions, where we have just all the organizations that come alongside different people in the community and just help out. If you don't mind, share something personal of you, just a personal story of someone coming back, just telling you guys, telling the Rotary, telling you personally, just thank you for what y'all do in the community.
Well, you know, one of the things that our club participates in, all clubs participate, is the Rotary Youth Leadership Award. And in other words, it's called RYLA for short. We select juniors and seniors in high school to go to a camp, a leadership camp, for a week in July each year.
Wow.
So there's a screening process to select these individuals, these young ladies and men, and they go for a week, and then we invite them back to tell us about their experience at that leadership camp. And it's wonderful to hear how they described themselves before they went that week and how they felt about themselves after that week. And we also hear it from the camp counselors there telling them what a tremendous change they had, how this person came out and shared themselves, their values, their ethics, their character, how they developed friendships, how this had a positive impact on them, and now they see a greater need to serve, and they want to participate in Rotary. So we love to have them kids, and I think that's the best example that we have of building that youth, getting them involved in Rotary, getting that exposure, and then encouraging them to come back. So we have programs that are set up. It's called an Interact Club for children 8 to 12. Then we have a Rotaract Club for college level students. And then, of course, they can join the mainstream Rotary clubs when they get older.
That's pretty good. I mean, I can't say thank you enough for what you guys do, because any project with service at the heart of it, it just attracts my attention, because I know we live in a world where people need service agencies like this, and you said the key words, who won't just give you a handout, but the whole sole purpose of it is to give you a hands up. Is there anything I didn't talk about that maybe something crossed your mind as we were talking that you want to share about Rotary?
Well, like I think I mentioned earlier, there are 4 clubs here in the Killeen, Harker Heights, and in Cove. I would encourage anyone to go out and visit with these clubs. They meet at different times. Ours meet at Friday at 7 in the morning. The other 3 clubs meet at different times during the day and different times during the week. But I would encourage everyone to come out, visit their local Rotary club, get that exposure, find out what it's all about. Because you may not think you can have an impact. You may not think you can do anything, but everyone can.
That's right.
Everyone can have an impact. And sometimes it's just a matter of just being there.
Yes. And I know you shared it before, but could you go ahead and, if someone's watching us, could you go ahead and share how to get in contact with Rotary, how to email or whatever you want to share in regards to getting in contact with you guys? Sure.
We have a Facebook page.
All right.
I would encourage everybody to Google that or search for us on Facebook page. And go to our website, khrotary.org, and check out our site. Get some information from there. You'll see what we posted all our events, our speaker program, past activities, and future events that are coming up. So just visit us online. There are contact information on there, email addresses and phone numbers, and that's how they can reach us.
All right. And that information will show up on the screen. So, Mr. Nick, I want to take this time to say just thank you. Thank you for your service in the community. Thank you for what Rotary stands for, what Rotary does, and appreciate you being on the show.
Charles, it was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. And thank you, our viewers, for tuning in to Attention Central Texas.